Unfortunately, after 3 full seasons, we have to say goodbye to the man of the Matthews family because it is R.I.P. to the JIM. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. The season 3 finale of From is all over, and it is also all over for Jim Matthews.
And there's no fixing this for Big Jim. He's leaving behind 2 kids, he's leaving behind a wife, and it's kind of fitting that to the end he didn't listen to his family, because if he listened to Julie, he might have lived.
Yeah, if he ran, if he followed Julie, if he got out of there when she was trying to warn him, who knows, maybe Jim could have escaped, he could have got back to town, he might have been safe. But in the end, he wasn't safe because, unfortunately, he tried to go toe-to-toe with, we're going to call him the man in the yellow coat, a.k.a. the monster that can be seen during the day, a.k.a. the guy that can just grab you, toss you against an RV, and literally rip your throat out.
He is a yellow rain jacket man. And it just, the picture where he was seen was Henry Miranda's basement. So, there's a lot beginning to piece together. I mean, I think you could have looked at this show and went, this just seems like a big pile of shite rolling into one. But I think it's all now beginning to make a lot more sense.
It is all beginning to make a lot more sense, and you know what? I think we need to go back and rewatch the 3 seasons. I think we need to get caught up and get ready for season 4, which will be coming out, guys, getting released in 2026. Not next year, unfortunately, but sometimes you have to wait for good things. But anyway, Jim, let's talk about Jim Matthews. So we see in the episode, he actually redeems himself because I think a lot of people were beginning to get annoyed with Jim in season 3. He wasn't really listening to his wife or for his kids, or, you know, he just kind of wanted to control them and like wrap them in a bubble and just not really let them, you know, be themselves in this place. And he kind of just wanted them to sit at home and play family rather than like look for answers, look for a way out. He thought it was too dangerous. And I mean, I guess at the end of last season, he thought he lost his wife. And I mean, now technically he has lost his wife. So with Tabitha, the big reveal that her and Jade have previously been here, they're reincarnated. So Tabitha needed some time. She took off. This left Jim on his own. Jim then ran into Julie, helped Julie, who was busy time traveling. So that's her new little hobby, good for her. And an older looking Julie, warned Jim that he needed to get out of there because this is where it happens. But I mean, I guess it's a lot. Look at how much stuff that Jim's had to puzzle in this episode. How was he supposed to piece it in like literally 30 seconds here? I need to get out of here or my life's about to end.
Yeah, like, this guy, this weirdo looking guy in the yellow rain jacket's about to slice my throat open. And how fitting is it? He dies how he came in, right on the RV.
Yeah, right on the RV. And it's, I mean, even you're just not, you almost think you're safe during the day, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, and
will that change in season 4?
That is completely, yeah, it's thrown a cat amongst the pigeons here, because it's hinted at here, the song that Jade played has made this guy appear. She shouldn't have dug that hole, Jim.
Yeah,
we said that back in the season 1 finale, when Jim was on the radio, and now the exact same thing has happened in the season 3 finale, but it's a fatal blow, and I'll tell you what, if they can come out at night, it's bad enough, but during the day, that's even worse.
Does talismans work with this guy? We don't know. But he approaches Jim. He says, Jim, it was a nice song that Jade was playing. Jade can play a good old tune. And he says that, your wife shouldn't have been looking for answers, and there's going to be a price to pay for that. He was closing in on Jim and Julie. Jim told his daughter to run. He should have took his own advice. I don't know why he thought he was going to be able to. I mean, we've seen in this world that you're better off to run. There's no point going toe-to-toe. We've seen Boyd shoot like full rounds, full clips into these things with nothing really happening. So why Jim thought it was a good idea to pick up a branch and start swinging, I don't know.
Yeah, and it's not like Jim's the biggest guy in the yard. I mean, I don't know what it would take to take one of these things. You'd probably need like some form of juggernaut suit. And even then, like they've got the strength, man, and the claws just to probably slice through something like that.
Yeah, we don't know what kind of materials can withstand or withhold these attacks, but Jim tried to defend his daughter, tried to defend himself, but he got the stick. snatched away from him.
They need to look into maybe like a military unit get seize a tree and they've got like rocket launchers.
Yeah, well, Jim didn't have any rocket launchers. Instead, he got grabbed by the throat and he got launched into the side of the RV. Julie tried to save him. She got swatted away. And then the man in the yellow coat says to Jim, your wife really shouldn't have dug that hole, and proceeded to just tear Jim's throat out. And look, I like to be optimistic. Unless a character is dead and buried, then I like to assume they've got a chance of coming back. But I don't think Jim has a chance. We literally just seen his throat get ripped out, and normally when that happens, you die.
It is the one part of your body along with your heart that if it gets ripped out, you're done. I mean, he's gone. I think this was their way of introducing this guy as like the main antagonist by killing a pretty big character.
And that's the way to do it. Now, this guy's a serious threat now. The next time we see this guy, we're going to be like, oh shit.
Now, I've seen a lot of people say that he's going to take the shape of Jim. And everyone's going to think Jim's Jim, but the reality is this guy's cosplaying as Jim. Because they did that in Lost, and I don't like that. And that might make sense because this is a time-traveling Julie, and therefore she's not going to know her dad's this guy. But personally, I would actually just like this guy to be who he was here. He looked creepy as hell, and I think the one thing this show's actually lacked is like an antagonist.
Yeah, we did have Smiley in season 2. He was like the main monster, the most noticeable one. But he died midway through season. Well, we thought he died. He's also been reincarnated, and we'll talk more about him in a separate video. But yeah, Jim gets his throat ripped out, and the man in the yellow coat pretty much alluded to this happened. I'm assuming because Tabitha, Jade, these people were digging. Well, she literally did dig a hole, but they were digging too deep. They were maybe getting close to finding the answers to get out of here, and that he just wasn't going to allow it. And now he's here to stop them. And Jim was the one that was trying to tell people not to do anything and to play it safe. And in the end, he's the one that kind of pays the price for others, trying to find the answers and trying to get away out of here. So
yeah, I think the way out of here though is to reverse the curse. I don't think there is any way of getting out of here. I think the reality is, I think the only way that you can begin to even fathom of getting out of here with everybody is to probably kill this guy, kill the monsters, lift the curse, and save the children. There's a reason why Tabitha got out of here in the faraway tree, because she was obviously one of the original townspeople. And I feel like if Jade went through a faraway tree, he would probably get out in some capacity via a lighthouse. There's a reason why the faraway tree killed Dale, and also, put Boyd in a very precarious situation. To be fair, it helped Julie, but she's got abilities.
Yeah, we're seeing now that she has abilities, but I mean, look, that's pretty much it. We'll have to wait and see what happens going forward. But I mean, overall, I'm kind of going to miss Jim. I think he was an okay character this season. He was doing a little bit too much moaning for my liking, but he did redeem himself in this episode, and I mean, now he's gone. But you're talking about, breaking the curse nut. I wonder, I'm assuming, is this the guy that made the offer to the original people of the town for eternal life? Is this the guy behind it all? We'd maybe have to assume so.
He's going to have to be. Well, I guess he doesn't really have to be, but he's definitely going to have to be
like who offered him that deal? There must have been a person.
Aye, and this guy must be it. And he's obviously like, here, you guys are close to discovering the secret and ending this deal. He must. But then there's so much to be revealed. Like we just find out a lot, but it's like, what's this guy's purpose? Why did he want to make this deal?
It's like they give you a lot of answers, but then they end it with one big massive question.
And like, where are we? Like, where is this land? This mystical land? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, so closing thoughts on Jim. Went out a hero, tried to protect his daughter, tried to go out macho man Jim, and in the end, he died. It sucks, but it is what it is. And you know what? At least Jim left on a good note. At least he redeemed himself, and he helped Jade and Tabitha figure out the musical notes, because I mean, had he just died being a whiny little bitch for the entire season and complaining and moaning, that would have sucked. But I mean, he made things right with Jade. He
He
apologised.
got a lot of development. The scenes with Henry, the scenes, like you said, with Jade, and to be fair, everything was made right. When you look at it and you think of it, he kind of had to go, didn't he?
Aye,
Randall telling him, here, go drive with your daughter. You know how much long you've got left, sort of talk.
yeah, and looks like Randall was right. So, yeah, guys, letting me know your thoughts down below on Jim Matthews. Decent character. I think he will be a big miss. Is Jim Matthews now the biggest character to die in From? I would say yes. He's not my favourite. I preferred Falacatri, but in terms of importance, I would say this is the biggest character death that From's seen, and potentially might ever see, depending on who they decide to kill off.
We don't know who they're going to kill off. I mean, this was the family we were introduced to in the R.I.P. at the beginning.
This is the core. This is the only real family in the show.
Yep.
And he's the man of the family, so it's a massive death. And
but the question is, will Jade and Tabitha, could they get together? That's what the prophecy holds.
Maybe, guys. Anyway, let's know your thoughts down below. We say goodbye and rest in peace, Jim. Till next time. Like, subscribe for more content. Peace.